Hello and welcome to Pseudocode. In this video, we are going to talk about capacity estimation thumb rules. Please note that this is not a video around how to do capacity estimation or what to do in capacity estimation. This is a video about some thumb rules that you can follow in order to do capacity estimation in a much more efficient and faster manner. If you have seen the previous video, we discussed about non-functional requirements and how capacity estimation can be a step to fulfill those non-functional requirements. So let's get started. The first thing is capacity estimation needed in every interview? The answer is yes and no. It depends on the interviewer, on the type of problem, and the scale it needs. It never hurts to be prepared for capacity estimation, whether you go in an interview or whether you work in your day-to-day software engineering job. Now, as we understand, capacity estimation problems come from some of the non-functional requirements like availability or the amount of data that has to be stored or the number of transactions that have to be supported, etc. Do you have to necessarily do these calculations? That depends, as I said. Either you can ask your interviewer if they are looking for these calculations. If yes, you can just dig deep into them. If not, you can have some amount of basic calculations done which can help you understand and make a better decision while doing the interview. Especially when it comes to interviews with large scale companies or large tech companies which handle a lot of scale, this kind of calculation is actually expected from you in the interviews. If you do that, it is considered as a good skill to have. And also, it helps you in making certain tech choices or tech decisions. There is only one keyword in capacity estimation: capacity and estimation. Just kidding. Estimation is the keyword. You have to focus on the word estimation because the large part of calculations that you have to do, you have to fulfill them by approximation. As engineers and people from mathematics background, we try to calculate and find answers correct to 2 decimal places. But that's not what you have to do in capacity estimation calculations or problems. You have to approximate as much as you can and find an estimation for the resources or the numbers or the transactions that you're calculating for. For example, you can be given an input that there are 17,000 database connections per day and you have to find out the same number of connections per second. Now you might start writing 17,000 divided by 86,400 and try to calculate for that. But don't do that. Try to round off. Round off the 17,000 to 20,000, 86,400 to 100,000 and get to the final answer in a faster manner. Because at the end of the day, you're doing an approximation and nobody expects you to have accurate answers. Next one is very simple and many of you would already know it, but still I'll try to emphasize this. Try and know your power of 2s at least till 12 or 13. Like 2, 4, 8, 16, 64 and so on till 1024 or 2048. Trust me that this helps a lot in calculations and can help you save a lot of time. The next one is the metric system. We are accustomed to calculate in lakhs, crores and thousands, etc. But when you go for interviews or discussions, the numbers in our software engineering worlds are calculated in terms of millions and billions and not thousands and lakhs and crores. And I have made this mistake. I was given a problem and I was supposed to do some calculations around 3 million users. And I was standing there in the interview and trying to calculate how many zeros in 1 million. Do not make that mistake. Do not try to go in the interview and then try to convert from thousands or lakhs to millions or have memories like 10 lakh is equal to 1 million. Don't do that. Just remember your millions and billions. Million is 10 raised to 6, billion is 10 raised to 9, and as simple as that. Try to always do calculations with this metric system rather than converting from lakhs to millions. Next one is very obvious and simple. Know your bytes, kilobytes, megabytes and gigabytes. Always know the calculations, always know the numbers and conversion. In some interviews or in some countries, people or in some other companies, maybe people would call gigabytes as gigs. So do not get confused. Just be comfortable with the conversion and with the numbers. And whenever you have to do storage capacity estimation or whenever you're dealing with bytes and megabytes and gigabytes, etc., instead of writing a lot of zeros, always try to write K, M and G and follow this rule. K into K is M, K into M is G. Always follow these two rules and try to use division and multiplication according to these numbers as shown in the example here. That will make your life much easier and your calculations much faster. Next one is sort of a memorizing exercise, and I have picked it up from a very good blog post. I'm going to share the link in the description. Please check it out. That is memorizing some calculations. So in most of the interviews or in most of the scenarios, you would have transactions like 1 million transactions per day or 10 million transactions per day. And you might have to do calculations when it comes to throughput and latency. You might have to bring these numbers down to seconds. So try to remember like this: 1 million transactions per day approximately amounts to 12 transactions per second. Try to remember these numbers. Now, next time when someone says, instead of 1 million transactions, there are 10 million transactions, just directly multiply 12 into 10 and you have the number 120 transactions per second. So try to memorize the values of 1 million transactions per day calculated in terms of hour, minute and seconds, and then try to multiply with the numbers as those numbers increase, like 1 million, 5 million, 10 million. It will again fasten up your calculations and also will save a lot of time in you calculating these numbers then and there itself. Once again, these are all approximated numbers. Next one is again around rounding off. Either try to round off to tens or hundreds or thousands, or try to round off to the power of 2s. Let's say you have numbers like 880 or 960, try to round it off to 1000. If you have numbers like 254 or 250 or 680, try to round it off to 256 and 640, which will help you convert this into power of 2s and eventually ease up your calculations. The last one is very simple, and I'm sure almost every one of you would know about this one. If you don't, please check out latency numbers every programmer should know. There is a blog post, there are so many links. I have included one of the links in the description. You can check it out. Try to memorize these numbers and try to practice some problems around these numbers so that you remember these and you're able to solve problems much faster. So these were some rules that you can follow, not only just to excel at interviews, but also to be fast in your day-to-day software engineering job. The last part is capacity of what? We are talking about capacity estimation, but capacity estimation of what? So capacity estimation boils down for you to find out metrics like number of reads and writes. So you can find out the read-write ratio and decide whether a system is read heavy or write heavy. You can decide on number of transactions, so you can find out the throughput of the system, the latency of the system. You can use similar transactions if there are problems around huge data transfer and around network bandwidth, or number of transactions, number of requests a particular server has to serve, and then how many servers would be needed, how a load balancer would be able to handle that many requests, and so on. All these numbers and all these calculations can help you find out what are the requirements of the system, what kind of tech stack or what kind of solution you would choose for a certain system, so that these non-functional requirements around reads, writes, throughput, latency, etc. could be solved. I know you guys must be waiting for a capacity estimation example or a video on actual capacity estimation. I'll try to pick up a problem and do capacity estimation only for that problem. If you're interested, you can mention that problem in comments and I will pick it from the comments itself. So these are some rules around capacity estimation. Please let me know if you apply these rules and if they help you. Also, if you know any more such tricks, feel free to share them in comments so that I and other people can learn from you. Also, if you have any doubt or query regarding the video, please feel free to add that also in the comment. Till then, take care. See you in the next video.